Hope everybody had a great Christmas. I had a good one, except for that one time when Simley decided to start recruiting on Christmas Day. It's some league on Instagram. And it's not Legends, it's something else. I'm coaching Northern Illinois on that one. And recruits so far, not so great. I'm still working on graphic for some daggum reason. But yeah, I think you can see the shirt. You can already tell what in the world is going on here. This is a brand new shirt that I got yesterday. One of them, actually. This isn't just any t-shirt. This is actually a home jersey kind of t-shirt, courtesy of, you can tell, number 3 is AJ DeBonsa. Number 1 high school recruit out of 2025, and yeah, he committed to BYU, and now he is absolutely balling out for us. So glad you came. Wish you could stay longer, but I know you got bigger dreams ahead of you. Speaking of BYU, their football team plays actually tomorrow in the Pop-Tart Bowl against Georgia Tech. Can't wait for that when it comes. But speaking of bowl games, let's get to one of them and also look at Christmas Day games. Welcome back to Crazy Talks Football, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, like you already heard, we are talking about the Hawai'i Bowl between Cal and Hawaii, and we're also going to be reacting to the 3 Christmas Day games that happened. 2 of them on Netflix, the other on Amazon Prime. If you are enjoying this series, as always, make sure you give this episode a big thumbs up. Also hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. Helps the channel a lot. This is the Grizz as always, and without further delay, let's get straight to it. And this was the only bowl game that was played before I'm watching this. There's obviously a bowl game going on, Northwestern Central Michigan. But this is the Hawai'i Bowl, and the Rainbow Warriors upset Hawaii, beat California on a last-second touchdown with 10 seconds to go. Final score was 35-31. They also scored 22 points in the 4th quarter alone. Not even kidding, this 4th quarter was absolutely ridiculous. Cal, how did you blow this? Oh, I got an answer. Their defense is ass. You wasted a pretty above average performance by JKS. 28-39 for 343 and a touchdown pass. Also ran for a touchdown along with Anthony Leak and Kendrick Raphael. Can't believe he got freshman team All-American over Bear Bachmeier. Come on now. Bear led his team to an 11-2 and the Big 12 title game. How does JKS beat him? Yeah, that one touchdown pass, I think you already know who that went to. 9 catches, 137 and a touchdown for Jacob DeJesus. Tron Grizel actually had 100 yards receiving as well and catches for a $105. But that performance did not matter whatsoever because they allowed Micah Elahado to dice up their defense for 32, 46, 274, and 3 touchdowns. Oh yeah, I just looked at the bowl game. It's 27-0 Northwestern. It's the game above Sports Bowl, by the way, that's being played right now. They didn't show, but Luke Weaver actually threw a touchdown pass also. Rushing game wasn't as great, but hey, passing game is where they're at. I mean, especially with Timmy Chang as the head coach. 14 for 123 and 2 touchdowns for Profela Ashlock. 1 touchdown for Nick Senecal, and Brandon White also got a touchdown pass. Oh yeah, and Senecal was actually the one who got the touchdown with 10 seconds left. I think Alejado got injured. But man, what a clutch performance by Hawaii, able to take down Cal with mere seconds on the clock. Oh, so Cal, how did you blow this? Bear Bachmeier would not let a touchdown happen with 10 seconds left for the other team. It's not too late to change the freshman team All-Americans, is it? It probably is. Now we're taking a look at the Christmas Day NFL games. Starting off, Dallas beat Washington 30-23. Oh yeah, by the way, I picked a little bit of a poll on Reel, and I actually predicted the home teams to all cover, and guess what? They all did. You're going to see the other 2 later. Cowgirls were favored by, I think it was either 9 or 9.5. Broncos were favored by 13.5, and Lions were favored by 7.5. But man, Dallas actually allowed Washington, led by 3rd-string QB Josh Johnson, to actually make this game close. I think you may not have seen it, but I'm not sure why they didn't put the touchdowns on here. But Dak threw for 300 yards on 1937, 2 touchdowns. Rushing game actually was solid, and Davis had 100 rushing yards. Javonte scored a touchdown. Yeah, Google, some stats are missing here. Anyways, Kavonte Turpin had an 86-yard touchdown. There was also a touchdown for Jake Ferguson. That was his only catch of the game on 2 targets for some reason. That guy almost single-handedly lost me in my Survivor League in real. George Pickens, 4 for 78. Welcome back. Oh yeah, CeeDee Lamb had 5 catches on 10 targets for 46 yards. Has he been dropping passes again? But man, this Dallas defense allowed Josh Johnson to go for 15 of 23 for under 200 yards, but allowed Bill Krosky-Mary to go for 100 rushing yards and 2 scores. What? Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin pretty much even on receiving yards, despite Terry McLaurin getting more catches and more targets than Deebo. Senior Citizen defense had 3 sacks, but unfortunately there was one problem. Washington never had a lead. That is exactly why Dallas won this game. Game number 2 on Christmas Day, Vikings at home beat the Detroit Lions 23-10, knocking Detroit out of the playoffs. Crazy to think that Detroit just went from 15-2 last year, number 1 seed in the NFC, might I tell you, to now out of the postseason. How the mighty have fallen, Dan. Your balls are just too big for your own good. I mean, seriously, like, the Vikings defense led by Brian Flores pressure Goff all game long. I mean, the rushing game couldn't even help him. 68 rushing yards. Of course, they don't show it because apparently there's some glitches going on here on this Google thing, and Isaac Tesla was the one who scored a touchdown. 6 sacks for the defense. Okay, yeah, this thing is actually glitching out because there's 2 players with a sack. That was Anzalone and Williams. Yeah, Tyleik Williams and Alex Anzalone had sacks in this one as well, along with Aiden Hutchinson with 2 and Muhammad with 2. Despite their defense absolutely flourishing, Detroit's offense was terrible. Yeah, Google is glitching now. They don't have Minnesota's Minnesota statistics on here, so I guess I'll just have to read it from the phone. Max Brusel was that bad. He's 3 passing yards. Net passing yards, by the way. And he got sacked 7 times. Aaron Jones ran for a touchdown. Jordan Addison actually had a 65-yard run for a score, but that was the only touchdowns they got. Of course, 3 field goals with a long of 56 for Will Reichard. He had 11 total points in this game. How about the performance of the defense, especially the trio of Van Ginkel, Harrison Smith, and Byron Murphy? Smith and Murphy both had picks. Murphy also had a fumble recovery, but Van Ginkel 1.5 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries. 5 combined sacks on Jared Goff. Forced Jared Goff to turn the ball over 5 times. This defense came to play. Oh yeah, you can just take a look at the scoring outputs for each team. Yeah, Minnesota won 23-10. Seems like the Google Corporation had a bad Christmas. Final game we're going to look at is obviously the last Christmas game that was on Prime. Denver Broncos getting back in the win column after the loss to Jacksonville at home against the Chiefs. The sweep in Kansas City. This time in Arrowhead. 20-13 the final score. It was pretty much one of the more boring games, I guess. No offense to Chris Hadoken, but not many people really tuned in to watch this. Okay, yeah, Google is actually really struggling here. So I'm going to take a look at it. Bo Nix's stats right here. 26 of 38, 182 yards, a touchdown, a pick. He also had a rushing touchdown, so not too shabby. Then we got R.J. Harvey on here, but he did have a receiving touchdown in this game. 5 catches for 33 yards and a score. And yeah, to be fair, defense really didn't do anything. Well, they did something in the clutch when the Chiefs were down 7. But Chris Hadoken, 13 of 22 for 66 and a touchdown. I can't believe he threw a touchdown pass. And of course, that was to Brashard Smith. This is the Chiefs' offense of 2025. If you told me this was going to happen in the beginning of the season, I would have called you nuts. Only 1 sack by Chris Jones and an interception by Nick Bolton, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Like I said before, this was a very forgettable AFC West game. Probably the CEO of Google probably got a lump of coal and was like, you know what, I'm going to just make everybody else's life miserable since mine's already miserable. That's probably why they have not every stat on here. That'll do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give this a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. This is the Grizzly signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care.